If I was just to ask you right now, like, how do you go viral on LinkedIn?
The reason why your content is not going viral isn't because the algorithm hates you or because you're shadow banned, it's because your content just genuinely sucks. Storytelling is the single most important thing that you can do as a business. There is no way to differentiate yourself unless you're telling a unique story. We launched Kleo 5 months ago to the public. Within the first 24 hours, we sold out our first beta launch, and right now the business stands at 1 million ARR within those 5 months.
That's pretty quick. I'm interested, how do you think about content? Obviously, content is a huge kind of thing for you, not necessarily just for the customers that you work for, but also your own business, right? I assume that's how, it's just organic reach is how you get your customers. How do you see content kind of changing in the way that business kind of works? Everything is changing all the time, but content is that thing that I guess is one of the few moats for people building businesses now.
So what I understand is in today's era, even after we saw the massive acquisition for HubSpot to start the story, multi-billion-dollar companies are literally backing on the one currency that no one's paying attention to, and that is attention and distribution. The biggest winners of 2026 and the next bull run of like the tech and AI space are the ones that understand distribution and attention, not just content, not just social media. And B2B companies are tapped in and locked in on this entire narrative now because they've noticed how much power there is when you build like the correct audience with the right niches and the right people. Like Start a Story didn't have an AI product. They didn't have all of these like SaaS tools. They just had an audience that was backing on entrepreneurs and business owners that wanted to build something. So it's perfect for them.
Yeah, for sure. Talk to us about Kleo. You didn't launch very, very long ago, did you?
No, yeah, we launched Kleo 5 months ago to the public.
Oh, damn.
So within the first 24 hours, we sold out our first beta launch. And right now the business stands at 1 million ARR within those 5 months.
Damn. That's pretty quick. That's pretty quick. And what, break it down for us, like what's the premise? Like, how are you guys, how are you guys working with founders, businesses? What's the,
So Kleo essentially helps creators, entrepreneurs, and business owners write faster on LinkedIn. There are many tools in the planet to write, but none of them are built by viral content creators that also have monetized their personal brands. Every single AI tool that we've seen in the space has been built by someone that's never gone viral or has gone viral with 300 likes. Me and my co-founders have gone viral on the platform multiple times, and on top of that, we also built multi-million-dollar companies off the back of LinkedIn. So we saw a massive gap in the market for a tool that actually understood what the psychological breakdowns of writing meant for a beginner and how to implement them without having to learn copywriting from scratch like we had to.
Yeah. And this is going to be a bit of maybe a hard question, maybe not for you actually, it's not a hard question, but like if I was just to ask you right now, like how do you go viral on LinkedIn? What would you say?
There are multiple ways. The algorithm has changed a lot. Number one, use Kleo. Number two, understand psychology. The LinkedIn virality is actually quite easy to crack, regardless of all the algorithm claims. Every single day, in any platform, there is a massive algorithm change, and that's why your content is not doing good. The reason why your content is not going viral isn't because the algorithm hates you or because you're shadow banned. It's because your content just genuinely sucks. So the way to fix it is to understand how to make it interesting to someone that has no idea about who you are. Business owners can go viral at any time. Any creators like yourselves can go viral when you understand that every single post is a reintroduction post. How do you get someone from not paying you attention to actually interested within the first 3 seconds of scrolling on LinkedIn? So you do that either with a story using the Slay framework, or you can do something like we just hit a $1 million ARR. For a SaaS, or if you don't have anything like that, you could be like, we just got 1,000 downloads for our first podcast. Here's exactly how we did it. And when you incorporate some sort of tangible expertise or a number, that makes people stop and read the post. And it is that simple. But people try to overcomplicate LinkedIn and overall content creation because they want to be unique, because they want to be authentic. But in reality, you just have to be story maxing. It's simple, but people just overcomplicate it because they see all the gurus trying to tell you multiple things at any point. Like there are 10, 20 contradicting pieces of advice, but in reality, simplicity in content always outperforms.
Talk to us about who is doing this right now. But who on the platforms, X, LinkedIn, tell us who the people that people should follow, I guess. Who's doing it right? Who can you I guess, shout out?
I really love Adam Robinson. He has a multi-million-dollar agency on that. I think it's called RB2B. He's really, really good at text-only content, which is really, really hard to crack. Yeah. So he starts essentially doing the exact same thing that I told you guys. He starts with a number. So like our business just crossed 10 million. Here's exactly how we did it in between 2023 and 2026. That immediately hooks someone in, even if they're not in his space, because people at all times want to know the hack. And so he then goes into explaining. Someone else that does it very well is like my co-founder, Jake Wood. He is an SEO expert. Mind you, SEO is one of the most boring industries in the planet to talk about and create content. But for some reason, he goes viral nearly every single week because he uses that exact same principle. So any person watching this, like at all times, try and start your content and your hook with a number or a statistic or something that's sort of polarizing, so people stop and read it. Because at this point, when ChatGPT and AI is everywhere, it's free, it's accessible, the content that I write for you is generic. So how do you stand out? You give a number that no one else has but you, or like some sort of research piece that no one else really knows unless you are in the trenches, which you should be if you're an expert. Again, storytelling is the single most important thing that you can do as a business, because again, with all these AI trends and AI writing for us, there is no way to differentiate yourself unless you're telling a unique story. And there's where the authenticity paradox comes in with all of these companies, where they're trying to be genuine and authentic, and it doesn't work because the stories are still very much like legal needs to look at them. It's like, oh, I don't like this word. And it loses its key personality. But for someone that has grown her account and business because of storytelling, I agree. Like the only way to now get trust and attention at scale is by being personable, not generic. And you do it through your own personal stories, but also don't overdo it. Like, for example, Lovable, you guys talk about it a lot. Ramp, all of these companies use company storytelling and also personal brand from their employee storytelling, so we can see the different angles of what it with the behind the scenes of building a multi-billion-dollar company, what it looks like, how they got there, etc. Out of 10 of my most viral posts, every single one of them was a story. However, the key to make a story work on LinkedIn, for example, you need to tie it into a principle that most people on the platform are interested in. So that's why most people struggle with LinkedIn. Let me explain. With LinkedIn, people, what do they want there? They want professional advice, they want hiring advice, they want networking, they want productivity tips, they want mindset advice, they want something that makes them feel good during their casual scroll in between lunch breaks and meetings, right? So then your story needs to be tied to, business, professionalism. So like, I just hired my first SDR, here's how I did it. We're building this in public and now we're scaling it to $2 million, like something like that is unique to you, but also relate to a lot of people as well. So that's why hiring content works insanely well on LinkedIn. That's why I'm so excited to announce content works really well on LinkedIn, because it is all about the fundamental community that LinkedIn has built. On Twitter is the same. When you're pushing out the X ARR achievement or something just went viral because of AI, you need to be using those principles, and you need to understand what principles work in each platform. So with storytelling, I would advise anyone to try and understand what makes each platform tick.